I feel a dexterity game is a good way to have a bit of a chat. In Nekojima, we are trying to use these different sort of wooden sort of poles with string across an island and hang cats off the ropes. Basically, it's going to involve us rolling the dice, pulling out a cube, and then stacking them high, trying not to spill it. I'm not going to go too far in the rules. You'll be able to see as we play. More importantly, is my guest tonight, Steve Pinkerton. Thank you very much for coming down, Steve.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Nice to be here.
Now, the reason you're here, apart from being an interesting fellow and a musician, is you're in a band that throughout my teenage years, I really was a big part of my teenage years, Dallas Crane. Like at the time, it was like Living End, Casanovas, later the Gin Club, and then Dallas Crane. So they were a big band during the sort of early 2000s, playing a lot of Australian gigs, some RA nods as well. Bit of hiatus, and they came back with a new lineup, which included yourself on drums for Scoundrels, and more recently we had Sycamore Street, and I saw you guys at the Workers Club, and you still put on a great show.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell us, while you start, and you can start us off, tell us what it was like joining sort of established band and sort of what's that been like?
This is going to be an excellent display of my poor multitasking skills.
No, that's all right.
Well, what was it like? I'd known Dave for a long time, so and I was playing with him in the Dave Larkin band, which is a post Dallas Crane, where Dallas Crane had sort of had a hiatus, and thank you. So I'd known Dave, and I was playing in that band and so when he decided he got the brain, whatever you call it, brain snap, that he decided he was going to revisit the Dallas Crane again. It was easy. I think that it just so morphed into it, really, you know. So we'd been playing together anyway, and then Pete and Dave got together and said, "Oh, let's just put it back together." And they got Chris, who was the original bass player anyway, so he was predated everyone else. So they had 3 original members and me. What was it like? Great fun, but it felt like a sort of organic, you know. I don't think I realised it was that it had such momentum. Actually, I'd been in other bands that were sort of competitor, I guess, or just a peer of, and we've been around each other for so many years, you know, just playing these shows together. And but Dallas Crane's got a bit of a force, you know. It's had a sort of force that I underestimated, I think. So it's been great. It's got a great life. It's been a great life. Right.
Yeah, so the spots on the dice is where you are placing, and then the cube is the colour, and if you pull the black, you've also got to hang a cat off the pole, which you haven't, so you just take that. So you talked about sort of it being a bit different to some of the other musical experiences. Can you sort of let us know what else you've been involved in?
Yeah. I was in a band originally called The Any Ones, and we had a record deal. So again, like sort of around about the same time as all the bands you just mentioned, you know 20 years ago now. And we had an American record deal, and we were fortunate enough. Some of the good things that happened to us were we got an American record deal, and we went on tour with Jet right across America at the height of their career. You know, when they were exploding with their "Are You Going to Be My Girl," etc., and that whole Get Born album. And so I was playing in that. We came back from overseas, and I guess you kind of. Sometimes it's just like any business, it starts to, it was starting to slow down or whatever. And is it making a living? You know, is it a viable, you know, is it a viable business? And it was, what am I going here? Well, this is going to be challenging. Okay, yeah, it's going to challenge my little brain. So that sort of slowed down too. So at the same time, essentially, I was looking for something else to do as well as the Dallas Crane. Yeah, as when Dave was, so that's why we came together. But I created another band with my brother called the Ronson Hangup, and that's with Ash Naylor, who's even in Paul Kelly's band and the Church. You know, there's a lot of cross-pollination, as you know, in the music industry. And in the Ronson Hangup, Dave Moody's in that band, and he plays drums, and he's in Courtney Barnett's band, and a bunch of others, Super American Eagle, etc., and Luke Thomas from the Pictures, and Eric Gamenting. And we're playing actively, so I'm doing that as well.
So I guess that brings this question. So you've obviously been had like a vast experience, drummer and writing music as
That's
well.
right, and I
forming
sing in
different
those bands,
and
that's right,
sing
yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Is that the reality of Australian musicians? Is you kind of have to be very busy, and even then you probably still have to have a day job.
Yeah, in my experience, that's exactly right. You either play in a bunch of bands, or your band is very lucky, is very successful. But in Australia, that's not always easy. You know, you could probably name on your hand, you know, the top 10 bands for the last 20 years, and there's not many. So yeah, if you've got the passion like I do, and many others that it keeps burning, and you need to satiate that, then you just play in a bunch of bands. Yep. So white and on green and any colour. Wowzers.
Yeah, I think we're coming towards the tail end. It is looking impressive, but when you get to dexterity games like this, you know at a certain point you're just asking for one wrong move to.
I know, and I really think I'm pushing it here.
Right.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
When was the first time you saw Dallas Crane?
So I think I probably saw them in about 2005, 2006.
Yep.
So around the time when self-titled and then Factory Girls was coming out.
Yep.
I think I saw them probably 5-10 times in the space of a couple of years.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, so from about 16 to 19, I was going to a lot of gigs.
Well, it's interesting, yeah, because a lot of people do. They say that's their, you know, the high point of their band going experience, and then they drop away. And somehow we've got to find that. And as you keep playing and get older in music, you've got to find ways of connecting to them. It's really difficult not to swear.
You can swear on this.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. I think I let one out before. But
no, that's all right.
No cat.
No cat.
Oh, this is great. Yeah. I'm finding this is a very bonding experience. You're feeling closer?
A little bit, but also I didn't expect it to go this quite so high. I think I played a couple of games of this at PAX on the big gaming expos, and you know it didn't last nearly like as long. I think I'm gonna go here to here, and I'll do that way.
If you keep doing this, you're really going to show me up.
Well, it's a cooperative game. We're working together.
Oh, we are. I should say it that way. It's the competitive. It shows you what us musicians are like, competitive. Oh, can I do that again?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Too great. So that was a cognitive challenge in itself. My left hand is really shaky. Amazing. I've got to put a thing on. So this is.
Oh, okay.
Wreck everything, right?
Yeah, well, the cats are certainly getting harder. So you can try that again, that's all right.
Is that the end?
You know, I think that means.
What?
In the grand spirit of cats, let's knock that over. Steve, thanks so much for coming down and talking music. If people wanted to listen to some of your stuff, where would they? What should they? What band should they be checking out on Spotify or local tours? And
Dallas Crane obviously is my flagship, and you can check us on Spotify or Apple, or go to the website and buy our actual physical, which is we love. Ronson Hangup, we've all got new albums out, so Ronson Hangup's got a new album as well, which I believe you've been listening to.
I've been listening today and enjoying.
That's great. That only came out late last year, and we're still touring that, and I'll be playing at the end of the year as well at the Workers Club. And the Pinkerton Pendlebury one is also out. So they're all on Spotify, but you can get physical from every one of the websites.